Hi, my name is Jacob, and this is my YouTube channel called LEGO Teen Super Instructor, and today I will of course be doing episode 5 of my Thoughts on Ninjago series, and it will of course be on Season 4, Tournament of Elements. Now talking about Season 4, Tournament of Elements, this season did release in 2015, and now I'm going to start going over the plot. So first off, at the beginning of the season, the ninjas are kind of coping with the loss of Zane. All the ninja but Lloyd kind of quit being ninjas and do some other things, kind of weird. Like Kai becomes a wrestler, Jay kind of becomes like some sort of like actor and TV star. Cole's I'm not really exactly sure. He's he's working with these men kind of chopping trees down. That's what Cole does. But then eventually Lloyd gets them all to meet up at Chen's noodle house. And then they kind of find out that there's a way to find Zane and that Zane's still alive, so they go there. But then eventually Sensei Garmadon actually follows them. And then when they go on to Chen's ferry, Sensei Garmadon goes with them. Also, Klaus is kind of crazy this season with some of the stuff that he does. He's kind of suspicious. But then they're, of course, on Chen's ferry, and they're, of course, going to Chen's island, and it's revealed at the end of episode 1 that Chen has Zane. So then throughout the next few episodes, the tournament's happening. We start getting introduced to the tournament in episode 2. The ninjas kind of find out what's really going on in episode 2, because they go into the secret area, which happens to be underneath. I think it was Kai's bed, if I'm not certain. Underneath Kai's bed, and they see something like the underground chambers, and then eventually, Klaus finds out that it's the ninja. He starts trying to do some stuff. So then eventually they have Cole and Jay go up against each other, and Cole actually sacrifices his place in the tournament so Jay can move on. And then Nia and Dareth kind of go to the island, and eventually, the ninjas try to get some of the elemental masters on their side, and then Chen reveals in front of everyone that what he's actually doing, and he's trying to take elements, and then eventually the elemental masters start to see what's going on. Of course, Kai and Skylar actually still have their little ship going on throughout this, but then eventually what does happen is Chen says that the reward is the staff, and then the tournament still goes on. And then, of course, he's really mad at the ninjas because they kind of, were trying to stop the tournament from happening. But then after that, we get into some more plot stuff in some other episodes, which it's kind of crazy what starts happening. The tournament unfolds, and then slowly they get to the last section of the tournament in episode 6. We also learn Garmadon's backstory with Chen and how he's a student of Chen. And then eventually what happens is Jay, some of the other elemental masters get kind of kicked out of the tournament. And then eventually all the ninjas are kind of gathered up, and eventually Chen bans them down to work in the noodle house, where actually Zane and Cole are. So then they're working on the boulder blaster down there. Well, meanwhile, Kai stays with Skylar, and then eventually, Kai is kind of undercover, pretending he's with Chen, but he's actually not. And so, but eventually, Kai actually gets corrupted by the Staff of Elements, and then eventually Lloyd and Chen kind of fight each other, and Lloyd, I guess, kind of loses, but he also does kind of win, but Lloyd was really the winner of the Tournament of Elements in the end. And then eventually the ninjas kind of stop Chen for now, but then Chen still has a plan, and he uses this spell that puts everyone under a curse. And then we get those weird snake designs where Chen, Garmadon, and Skylar look like Serpentine, which is kind of weird. So Master Chen wants to become an anaconda, which is kind of strange. Then we get an awesome battle where Klaus goes to the Cursed Realm with a battle between Garmadon and Klaus. That's pretty cool. And then eventually the ninjas go back to Ninjago with the elemental masters. They unlock their elemental dragons, and then what happens is they have, this part of the season isn't as interesting as the tournament section, but then they have kind of like the final stand against Chen. And of course, Chen is defeated because all villains are defeated until we get to season 8, of course. But yes, Chen is, of course, defeated. And, they all have Zane back. And, but then at the end of the season, we see Moro for just 1 second, setting up season 5. And yeah, overall, that's everything that actually happens this season. So yeah, this is an okay season to me, but there are some flaws to me. I do see that, like, the last few episodes aren't quite as interesting as the tournament section. It's kind of disappointing. And then there's a couple boring parts in the first few, and then Dareth is really annoying throughout a few of the episodes in the season. But it's still a good season nonetheless. So overall, I think I have to give this season probably a 8.5 out of 10. So thank you guys for watching. Click the link down below to check out more videos. Make sure to subscribe, like, and click the notification bell so whenever the next video comes out. And, of course, at some point here, I will be doing my thoughts on Ninjago episode 6, which will, of course, be on season 5, Possession.